Dear ones, I am Archangel Michael. We will end our journey today. Why did I get into the subject of lightning, and will I get into the subject, which I will talk about today? Because everything is interconnected. Each ray has its function, and as it has its function, there are smaller beings, not smaller in importance, smaller in size, for the most part, who are responsible for making everything happen. Yes, as many have read in the letters of Christ, everything that exists in this world has its own consciousness. A flower knows which cell to multiply, so that its stem is born, then a small sprout, this sprout blossoms and the flower appears. So far there is no one to help her do this, she does it because she is imbued with the divine consciousness, that is her role, that is her function, beautify the planet and bring comfort to the animals that feed on what it produces. My brothers, understand one thing, nothing that exists on this planet is unnecessary. You have broken the balance. You destroyed many crops, many vegetables, many plants, you exterminated a large part of the animals. So the imbalance is total on your planet, but it will return to the balance it had before. And you will see how you will be able to survive inside it, coexisting with the entire environment around you. Many cannot understand how. Many think they will have to continue deforesting, to be able to plant crops, to have food for everyone. Eliminate this belief, my brothers, because it will not be true in the fifth dimension. No one will go hungry, but no one will need to destroy Gaia to have something to eat. You will just have to readapt. But that's not today's topic. Returning to nature. So I spoke to you of the Ascended Masters, I linked each one of them to the radius to which it belongs, and today I'm going to talk about the little beings, who keep it all going. Yes, everything has its divine consciousness, but a lot of things have to be planned, they have to be organized, because nature itself cannot self-organize, it is random. When pollen flies through the air, it can land anywhere. But you are aware that there are biomes on the planet, and that these biomes are very tightly closed. So how can pollen from a flower, which has nothing to do with anything there, multiply there? No, you can't, because it will take the concept away from that environment. So who takes care of this entire organization? Today I will introduce you to the elementals, who are the ones who organize everything on your planet in nature. There are representatives of the four elements, of fire, the salamanders, of air, the elves, the sylphs, from the sea, the undines, and from the earth, the gnomes and elves. So I can tell you that these elementals are what keep the planet functioning. They are the ones who keep the biomes organized, each one taking care of what is necessary. Each ray works closely with a group of elementals. No, there are no elementals per ray, they work on everyone, but they act according to the needs of each ray. I understand, my brothers, that it is a little complicated for your mind to close all this information. But little by little, you will begin to understand, because your minds are opening. And you will begin to understand the function of each thing that we say here, in your world, on your planet. Keeping this planet organized and functioning is not easy, because the balance has to be maintained at any cost, especially after your actions. Something has to be done urgently, so that the entire planet does not collapse. So when you deforest, when you remove trees from the ground, many elementals die. Because that was their home, that was where they made their survival. And then the balance begins to be seriously shaken, because those elementals that were there will be missed in the balance of the planet. They are tiny. So don't think, they can run away and defend themselves. No, it's not like that. That's not how it works, my brothers. Each has its own place of operation. So when you modify a location, make sure you break the balance with a series of earth elementals, and air as well. But this is also not the focus of this video. What I want to present to you today is the missing piece to close this subject: rays, ascended masters, Elohim, and elementals. I would like you to think about this: when someone enters your home, they are usually invited to enter. Whatever the reason, you called him and he is there inside your house. When your home is broken into without your permission, it's not a good time, it could even have tragic consequences. So I ask you, what feeling do you feel when someone invades your home without being invited? It's a bad feeling. It's a lack of respect, in every way. And then you place yourself in front of a forest. What will you find inside? Oh yes! You will find trees, you will find many plants, animals, birds. Very good. If there is already a small trail in that forest, great. The harm has already been done, but at least no more elementals die. Because when you make your way through a virgin forest, you are stepping on them. And often, they don't have time to run. Because there is no connection between you and them. Entering a dense forest, you have to be respectful, because there are many people's homes there. It's as if you had to knock on the door, wait for someone to open it and you can enter. So, based on this awareness that you are becoming, over time, before entering a forest, without there being a path, ask for permission. Let us know you're coming in. But don't come in with arrogance. Ah, the forest belongs to no one, the forest belongs to everyone. No, the forest belongs to Gaia, it belongs to no one. Neither yours nor theirs. But beings live there. They are etheric beings. Very well, but they are beings, that are often in front of you and you don't see them. Because your heart is closed, because you don't believe, because you don't value them, because you think this is all a joke. Then you might ask, but if they are etheric, how do they die? For the energy you leave there. Your energy kills their energy, notice the amount of energy you carry in your body. When they come into contact with their energy, they explode. So, I'm not saying here that no one can enter a forest anymore. It's not that. I just ask you to be respectful. Because from the moment you stand at the edge of the forest and ask with great respect, with great love, I would like to walk through this forest. I ask you to open the way for me. That's it, it's enough for all of them to make a path for you to walk on. And in this way, you will not be eliminating anyone, because they will not be in your way, on the contrary, they will open a path for you, they will show you the easiest way. Because you showed respect. You didn't enter their house without asking permission. And how do I know they gave me permission? They always give. They never deny anyone entry, because it's not their house, it's Gaia's, they're just there doing their job. They have a forest to keep in balance. So they are working there. So when you ask with respect, with love, to enter the forest, they move away. Immediately, they move away from you. So no one attacks anyone. So my brothers, we have been talking a lot here lately about unconditional love. Love that you must nourish for those who did so much nonsense on the planet. Love that you must nurture, for your galactic brothers who will present themselves. In other words, you have a series of problems ahead of you, in which you will have to demonstrate to us exactly what you learned. That they didn't learn to use from the outside, but from inside the heart. Many of you can see the gnomes in the forest, the elves. Why? Because they realize that your heart is pure, that your heart is ready to see them. Many will say they are ugly. They really don't have the concept of beauty that you have here. So if you are that person who values beauty, you will never see it. Be careful what destiny may be putting in front of you. Beauty is a matter of reference. The beautiful today is worshipped by your industries, so that you become eternal masqueraders, to become more beautiful, while the ideal beauty is the inner beauty, not the beauty on the outside. Each of you comes with the clothes that your soul has planned. Some more beautiful, others not so much. More beautiful based on what? Someday some being of light said, "Look, whoever looks like this one is beautiful, whoever doesn't is ugly." What is the basis you use to label beauty and ugly? I can tell you the following: what often makes a person beautiful is the whole. Sometimes it can be a person who doesn't have a very beautiful face, according to your criteria, but is such a kind person, so friendly, so loving, that that face no longer matters. So this is how you have to see the human being. With what he has in his soul, not what he is on the outside. Because many times, you also come into contact with a very beautiful person, and when they open their mouth, you want to run away, such is the amount of nonsense that comes out of that creature. So what is beautiful? What is ugly? There is a beauty industry. There is discrimination against those who are not so beautiful. He is pointed out on the street. Because it's prejudice. So I hope this is all sinking in for you. I will mention the current era, in which many still remain at home, respecting love for others. And then we will see strange hair, strange physiognomies, some details, in women, that they like to keep tidy, everything out of place. Then I ask, have you stopped being who you are? Do you look in the mirror and stop liking yourself, just because you don't look so tidy? Or are you learning to know yourself and recognize yourself as you truly are? Think about it. How worth so much sacrifice, so much enslavement, for a beauty that leads to nothing? Because no one will be separated because they are beautiful, and no one will stop being separated because they are ugly. What counts are their souls, their hearts, not the body. The body is merely a garment for the soul that is within. So when you enter a forest, with love, without caring about what you actually see, you will be able to see the elementals. And accept them the way they are. No, they are not children's stories. Fairies exist. Elves, gnomes, elves, unicorns. Many think this is all nonsense. These beings are on the planet precisely to maintain balance, but in invisible form. They are beings who work for Gaia, to keep her tidy, to keep her balanced. Respecting each biome. Respecting what is necessary for you. Likewise, salamanders. They are in the forest all the time. And many, sometimes, come trails of fire walking. And then the legends will talk about a series of beings. My brothers, many beings were created to scare you. The intention from the beginning is for you to be afraid. So many beings that you see in your forests, that are part of your legends, are not legends. But they were created to scare you. They are not creations of Gaia. They are not beings of light. Likewise the elves. Likewise, the undines at sea. Mermaids exist. But not in the concept that was presented to you. It has always been said that mermaids praise men so that they die. This is not a being of light. You will still learn a lot about some beings. Beings that once inhabited this planet and were extinguished, by their own energy, because they were unable to live in this dimension. Likewise, dragons, they once existed here on this planet, in this dimension they could not remain, and were totally distorted in their stories. So, don't believe much of what you hear about imaginable beings as beings of non-light, because they are not. I won't deny that some dragons let themselves be enveloped by the non-light, I don't deny it. But this was already resolved, a long time ago. What I can say to you is this, each of you is discovering a lot. The veils are falling. Memories are coming. And every day more veils will fall, and you will remember a lot. So when you see something strange, don't think it's your mind playing tricks on you. Your souls have already lived with many of these beings, harmoniously. You saw these beings, because it was their dimension. Today they are working on the planet, but in another way, in a special way, so that they can continue their work, but without being seen by you. Why? Because they knew that if you let yourself be shown, you would have extinguished them a long time ago. And what would your planet be like today? So, they preferred to stay this way. Exactly like angels, who live here, in the third dimension with you, but you barely see them, some even see them, but the vast majority don't. So, they put themselves in the same way. In a parallel dimension, it is possible for them to be on the planet, but without being seen. The only thing I have to say to you is that everything happens when the heart is open, when the heart is enlightened, when there is no prejudice, when there is no fear, when there is trust. Because they will never attack you. They have no character. They don't attack humans, none of them. So don't be afraid. Just be respectful. That's all I ask, respect. Entering a forest at night would be good exercise, so you can see a lot of them. However, in these cases, they are usually not the ones who appear, it's those others, to scare them. So my brothers, just respect. In whatever environment you are, either on land or in water. Ask permission to enter the sea too. That's not your home. There is the home of many beings. They love to play with you, but you need to have a little respect. And don't believe in these fanciful stories, which try to eliminate all the light that these beings have. So today, we close this matter. Keep your notebooks. We will have more teachings later on. Many of you managed to have direct contact with your spiritual master. Many still haven't made it. Because many expect it to be one and it is not. So my brothers, be grateful, to whoever you are. Only that. Be grateful. Accompanied by this video, there will be a meditation of mine, where you can do, and whoever does it with faith, with an open heart, without expecting anything, will have contact with their master. And I want each one of you to know exactly who your spiritual master is. If you don't get the connection, try until you do. Now, empty your mind and your heart, because as long as you think, "Ah, I think this is it," yours will not appear. Be open. Set yourself free, and wait for what will come. Once again, it is not to be done in a group. Each one in their own moment. Each to their own will. So, that's it my brothers. Tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, there will be question and answer videos only. And next week, we will start new topics. I hope you enjoyed the journey. I hope it helped to open the minds of many of you, and that I have contributed to the elevation of each one. I am Archangel Michael. I am here, always, ready, to open the paths for you. So that you can, increasingly, discover who you really are.